Do you think it makes a difference for the privilege if it's a male-dominated industry versus a heavily female-dominated industry? Do you think that plays
Ooh.
how that affects things?
Oh, Lord have mercy. Let me tell you right now, women are the biggest haters of other women. I'm going to go ahead and put that out there. And as a matter of fact, women are more likely to hate on the pretty woman because they assume she has it all just because she's pretty. Like, oh, she's probably getting free drinks. She probably got a husband. She probably got this. There's a bunch of assumptions that are made just because she's pretty. And so women are the biggest hater. It don't matter what field you're in. The women are the biggest hater. And as much as I hate to say that because we should be uplifting each other, but unfortunately, that's not what happened because we've always been pitted to compete, apparently, except for relationships. But we've always been pitted to compete against each other. So, yeah, I was like, and then the male-dominated industry, the difference is there's a sexual component to it where there's an expectation that, hey, if you want to get far, go ahead and lay on your back. You know, there's some type of expectation, particularly in the entertainment industry. But for women on women, that's another sound effect for them. I think that's going to be my sound effect for this whole episode. Let me stop.
Okay, you might want to practice it a little bit. Listen, I got to tell you, yesterday, you were cooking up into that sound effect. I mean, you was out there just I heard the sizzle. I mean, Jay started out the gate with a very compelling argument. I was like, wow. And then you spoke, and I was like, well, damn, right? And I feel like you won that argument in my heart, right? And I'm going to tell you why. Because, Jay, your flaw was that you said it didn't exist. I agree with you that the thing can exist. Well, no. The small violin part was what resonated with me from your argument, but that suggests that you may have a thing to complain about. Maybe it's just that nobody cares. And that's, I think, the correct position. But I think where you was wrong was to say that it didn't exist, right? Because that's a lie, right? That's an absolute lie. And I think S&M broke down many of the reasons why that it does exist, especially in a male-dominated industry, especially like hip-hop, especially when sex and expectations are dripping. Maybe the problem was that she wasn't giving it up. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But, well, she was at one point, I think, to Quavo, and he didn't help her career much. So I don't know what the excuse is in terms of why her career didn't pop off. It would seem that she had all the things laid out for her in terms of, you know, being successful, and she just wasn't. Maybe her focus wasn't in it. I mean, listen, Cardi B doesn't really do a lot of her own music. She was cute. She has personality, true, but she had a bunch of writers and producers around her. So I don't know why Saweetie couldn't have had the same type of treatment. Maybe she has a point. I don't know. Now, if you're talking generally speaking, I agree with S&M. Like, yo, listen, as a man, I got to tell you, there's been some cases where I've been the bad bitch, believe it or not, right? And sometimes it's really hard to know if a person is taking you seriously for real. If your focus is on business and they only see you as X, whatever it's for your looks or for your wallet, but you're genuinely trying to make a connection or you're genuinely trying to find people to work with who are honest, if people only categorize you a certain type of way, that can hold you back. And then you got to deal with their expectations unto you that has nothing to do with what you're trying to do. You know what I'm saying? No, nigga, I don't want to fuck you. You know what I'm saying? I'm just here to fucking do my thing. Yes, I look good, but goddamn, like, put your dick back in your pants. So I do think there are ways that women got to deal through some nigga shit, and that's a drawback. But at the end of the day, my final verdict is I agree with Jay. Cry me a fucking river. Nobody's going to sit here and be like, oh my God, I'm being held back. Listen, you don't hear me complaining about how big or never mind. Like, the whole point is you got to take your blessings like everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, what the fuck are you complaining for? God blessed you with your looks, your money, or whatever. Like, take that shit like a man. You know what I'm saying? Or like a woman. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day. You feel me? And maybe if she took it like a woman, she'd be furthering her career. She's giving stingy vibes. You know what I'm saying? Maybe she should be a little bit more giving and life will give back to you, Saweetie. You know what I'm saying? But go ahead.
Yeah, I think in this particular case, I mean, because a lot of very attractive women have made it big in the entertainment industry, so we've got a baseline of comparison to look at. And to your point, Nick, it's probably got more to do with just the marketing and the A&R and the writers and the marketing budget. That's probably got more to do with it than anything, and of course, your talent as well. But plenty of attractive women have made it. And I'm pretty sure there aren't a lot of really good wicked women who are like, damn, if I only look like, somebody beat me in the face with a bag of nickels, I would just be this much further in my life. Nobody's saying that. It can be a double-edged sword. Sure, most things are. But if given a choice, would you rather look like a 10 or a 3? Most women are going to choose a 10 and take their chances. So at the end of the day, it's probably got more to do in this case with your personality, your talent, and that X factor versus, man, my looks are just holding me back, man. I got to ugly myself up so I can go be a success. Nobody's doing
No, oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. That's not true. I got to push back real
that.
quickly
No.
before we move on,
Okay.
because let me tell you why. No, because we do live in a culture where people do have to dim their lights a little bit or feel like they have to dim a little bit themselves, right? In
Okay.
order to fit in with the rest of these motherfuckers. Like for a pretty girl, I know girls who are just super humble, but even with their humility, they'll get hated on. So like even when they just step in being themselves, so imagine they turn up just a little bit, right? So people got to tiptoe around these insecure motherfuckers who can't recognize that, hey, the reason why I'm hating on this person is because, oh my God, look how beautiful they are. Can you imagine how hard, imagine even being smart, right? Or that black kid who spoke really well and the rest of the niggas could put two sentences together. So it was better to pick on him and call him being white. No, nigga, I'm just educated or just smart. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm going places. Like I'm just saying we're far too comfortable letting mediocre people affect people who are exceptional. So I do think it is important to point out that if she is exceptional in looks, fuck that shit, girl. Be exceptional in your looks. Fuck that shit. Like, be authentically you. Maybe the problem for her is she's been fake humble this entire fucking time, right? And people's not buying whatever her essence is, right? Maybe that's part of the core of her issue. Like, she doesn't have a story that people can buy into. But it is important to call out, like, people who are just exceptional or stick out, they have a hard time of dealing with the rest of y'all who just can't deal with their exceptionalism. You know what I'm saying? It don't require much. So it does create impediments for that person, right? Believe it or not. Because S&M's point, can you imagine if the women are hating everywhere she's going? Oh, who the fuck is she? Why is she over here? Oh, I'm gonna keep my man over here. Like, walking through life amongst mediocre people who are insecure is a lot, man. So I'm just pushing back. Like, just deal with it. I get it. Yes, please deal with it. But we got to address y'all too. You know what I'm saying? You want them to deal with it, deal with your insecurities, okay? Find areas in your life that you're exceptional in so that you can feel better about people, okay?